Miami natives did a rain dance that produced the worst possible field conditions for the AFC Championship. The muck and mire dictated a day made for defense, and in this new NFL era of space-age offense, the game was a throwback to those horse and buggy days of the late 60s and early 70s. Although both the Jets and Dolphins hit hard, the level of play was as sloppy as the field. This was a game that would turn on breaks and mistakes, not great plays. And for one team, Super Bowl dreams would die in the rain and mud of the Orange Bowl. The field neutralized both teams' major offensive weapons. The Dolphins' Andre Franklin, number 37, rushed for only 44 yards, while the Jets' Freeman McNeil, who gained 297 yards in two previous playoff games, managed just 46. The Dolphins double-teamed number 99 Mark Gastineau to neutralize his unique ability to pursue all over the field. This technique was effective when it was employed. When it was not, even a quick quarterback like David Woodley was easily tracked down by the All-Pro defensive end. While the Jets' defense is overpowering in spots, Don Shula's unit, known as the Killer Bees, is the top-rated defense in the NFL. The Bees buzzed around quarterback Richard Todd, whose longest completion of the day was a mere 18-yarder to Lamb Jones. The Miami pass rush, led by number 58, Kim Bokamper, hounded Todd into the poorest day of his career. The Dolphins' intricate zone defense rattled the Jet quarterback, whose forced throws yielded 5 interceptions. Miami quarterback David Woodley, who stood poised and assured in 2 previous playoff victories, was just as tentative and confused as Todd, and the results of his passes were just as disastrous. Woodley threw 2 interceptions in the first half, the second one killing the only legitimate scoring opportunity either team enjoyed in the first 30 minutes. Some people get worked up about nothing, which was exactly what the first half produced, a scoreless tie. As Johnny Carson used to say about growing up in Nebraska, it was about as exciting as watching corn grow. The old standard, "Something's Got to Give," would have been an appropriate tune to play as the second half began. The Jets' offense was hoping to unleash an irresistible force, but the Dolphins' defense proved to be an immovable object. Something gave, and number 77, A.J. Duhe, did the taking. Duhe's interception put the Dolphins in business on the New York 48-yard line, but it looked like their business was doomed to failure when number 37, Andre Franklin, fumbled the ball. The Jets' apparent recovery was nullified when it was ruled that Franklin's forward motion was stopped before he coughed up the ball. The Jets were a trifle perturbed by the call, and it showed when they protested that a David Woodley pass was caught out of bounds by number 82, Duriel Harris. The protest earned New York an unsportsmanlike penalty that cost them another 15 yards. After the smoke had cleared, ex-Jet Woody Bennett, number 34, burned his former teammates. Bennett's 7-yard run up the middle provided the game with its long overdue first touchdown, and it gave Woody an opportunity to demonstrate that his playing days near the Great White Way had well prepared him for the proper reaction to the spotlight. The curtain call was crisp, but the spike was not smoothly accomplished. Another look at Bennett's score reveals that Jeff Taves, number 60, pulled from his right guard position to deliver a key block. Miami had drawn first blood from a Jet defensive unit stocked with highly publicized performers. By contrast, the Dolphin defense has toiled in virtual anonymity during the year. But these new no-names left a lasting impression on Richard Todd, who will likely be seeing A.J. Duhe in his nightmares throughout the coming off-season. Duhe was a veritable chameleon, lining up at both inside and outside linebacker, as well as a defensive end. It was as an end that Duhe produced an NFL record third interception that increased the Dolphins' lead to 14-0. Duhe's 35-yard scoring run came early in the fourth quarter, but while time was running out on the Jets, their defense played with the same kind of intensity they had shown throughout the game. Woodley learned the hard way that it takes more than a 2-touchdown lead to close down the sack exchange. Greg Buttle, number 51, capped one of his best days as a pro with a final period interception. But like the other New York takeaways in the game, this proved to be another instance of opportunity knocking on the Jets' door and finding no one home. The Killer Bees continued to sting Todd. And when he threw his record-tying 5th interception, it was abundantly clear that he was not destined to solve the myriad of problems posed by Miami's defense. Since the Jets were unable to find the answers on the field, they sought guidance elsewhere. But there were no last-minute miracles forthcoming. The Dolphins ended the game with a 14-0 victory that gave them their first AFC championship since 1973. The confident hometown folks who had these T-shirts made up early obviously knew beforehand that something's got to give the Dolphins a berth in Super Bowl 17.